Hello, webinar watchers. Welcome to a new year's worth of webcasts. We have an exciting and innovative method to our madness for 2025. And as you saw, those of you who were at our last webcast, we initiated a new platform. So we saw that no one got hurt, nothing burst into flames. So we decided to continue on with this new RingCentral event platform, which we happen to like. Gives us a little more chance to provide you with some more engaging tools, and we will be adding more of those as we get further down into the year and get more familiar with the tools that we have available on this platform. But coming up on January 23rd, we've got a very, very cool webcast coming up, and that is how to make your plans succeed. And our feature presenter, many of you already know, is Mr. Jim Kars, who is the president and founder of Prosperity Plus. Loves to talk about planning and the steps involved in that to make sure that things go right, not just in theory, but throughout the year. But I do want to give you a couple of quick heading points. As many of you know, that when you enter the reception area for events like this now, it's a little different from what you may have been used to in the past. You're going to be entering a reception area, okay, or a landing page to enter the event when we go live at the top of the hour. You must hit that stage button up in the left-hand margin of your screen. So I've highlighted it here to give you a chance to see what it looks like. And if you don't do that, there's no way any of us here on the studio side can pull you in. So if you don't see that for any reason, or if for some reason the reception area is not opening for you, back out, come back in with the link that you've been provided. It should work though. And so make sure you hit enter stage. And at that point, if we haven't started yet, you'll see some sort of screen there, or maybe even a little bit of a sizzle reel that'll get you a little bit of a countdown, which gives you a last chance to silence those phones and shut the door and settle in. Other than that, there's also a Q&A feature on the console. As you know, we don't make it a practice to share names of anyone who is attending. Sometimes our webcasts are of a topic that people who are attending do not want their names to be shared and disclosed. So what we found was that if you enter the Q&A area, which is a tab on the console, you, the visitor, the viewer, have the control over whether or not your identity will be shared or not on screen. To do that, you need to click on that Ask Anonymously switch at the bottom of that Q&A area there. Otherwise, your name will appear however you registered it with. And that's something I wanted to call to your attention before you got started. So if you are not familiar with that or feeling a little uneasy with the security of that, you can also email us, and maybe during the event, and I'll try to keep an eye on the inbox for that on the side, and then I'll be able to kind of eyeball incoming emails with questions. But anyways, it's fairly easy. I've used it many times myself as a viewer on other events like this with this platform, and you just hit that Ask Anonymously switch and you're good to go. Other than that, you should be good to go with your event. And remember that we're going to be doing this planning webinar on the 23rd. That's a Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern. And now for the actual nuts and bolts of this entire presentation, I'm going to let Jim tell you what he is going to cover.
Hey guys, Jim Kars. I want to talk to you about our upcoming webinar in our Best Practices series, scheduled for Thursday, January 23rd at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. In January, I focused a webinar on planning and how to determine what plans you really should implement in the coming year, and how you determine which ones are going to work, which ones aren't going to work, and what type of support is going to be needed. One thing I've learned is that there's never a shortage of ideas and plans and bright things to do to try to build a business. But very often those ideas don't come to fruition because they really aren't organized well, they aren't selected well, or there's issues that could have been foreseen that weren't. So the webinar is actually, it's kind of a unique one. I'm going to go through 12 different measures of a plan or a program, which is how you carry out a plan. But these 12 different kind of yardsticks to measure a program up against to determine the likelihood that it will succeed. And again, the whole purpose behind doing this is to give you a tool to be able to determine, is something set up for success or not, and then allow you to determine, should I go forward with it or not, but also allow you to determine, what do I need to change, or what support do I need to put towards this idea or this plan to actually make it successful. So again, I think you could probably think back over the years of all of the quote brilliant ideas that have been thrown your way that never got executed and never turned into a positive momentum within the business. Well, this webinar is really designed to help you cut through that and determine where should you put your attention in 2025 to get the best return. So again, it's Thursday, January 23rd, 1 p.m. Eastern. Would love to have you join us for that. And I can promise you, if you do, you'll get some pretty cool nuggets out of it. In the meantime, keep cranking on the new year here, and we'll see you soon.